what precautions have you taken?
I have slippers on, and I have a sweater, and I put pants on, which is always something I do as a courtesy from my co-host.
Courtesy pants.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello, Hannah. Hello, Ben.
Hello. I didn't realize we hadn't done that yet.
We were wasting all our good shit.
Yeah.
Well, y'all better look out for some stuff at the end of this episode, because I think we had too much good shit before we started talking for reals.
Yeah, if you don't know, if you're one who hears, if you don't know, and you're the one who hears the ending theme music, the end music, and just turn off the pod, sometimes there's a great little nug right at the end after the music, so stick around.
Yeah. I felt a lot of pressure last week to put one in, because you, said, oh, stick around, there might be a thing at the end, but I hadn't, saved anything, and so there wasn't one. So
you could barely hear me say that, and also, this, it's your prerogative.
It's my prerogative.
I'm just saying you should stick around just in case. It's like you should always stay to the end of the credits, because there might be a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
There isn't always a thing.
Yeah.
But it's like a thing.
Yeah, it can be rewarding.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I like about the word prerogative is that it has a secret R in it, which is great for me. I like that a lot.
Where is it and it's your prerogative if you pronounce it or not. Is it PR?
Yeah.
Wait, where is the is it
prerogative?
Wait, is it PRER? Yeah. Is that how that word is?
It's not PER, it's not prerogative, it's prerogative.
Prerogative.
Yes.
It's not like a pierogi.
It's
prerogative.
No, it's prerogative, basically. But
I love pierogi.
I didn't even...
One thing I love about the word prerogative is it reminds me of pierogies.
It really does. And fuck, I love a pierogi.
Me too.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
I was having a ton of trouble. I was having a ton of trouble thinking about another word that had PR in it, and I forgot that pre as a prefix existed.
Yeah.
Programming.
Yeah, there's so many.
Primate.
I don't know why it was
preliminary.
so hard.
Pierogi.
Yeah. I was like, when you said that, I was like, is that a sound we use in English a lot? It is. Yeah. No, we use it all the time.
Oh my gosh. Did I tell you this story? Oh my god.
Appropriate.
Did I tell you this story?
Wait, can you tell us after we say we're drinking?
Oh, prerogative, yeah.
Write it down so you don't forget.
But it's very related. Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
I'm drinking. What am I drinking? Well, just when you're when Ben's is that a sound we use in English? Did I tell you that I was hanging out with a guy who's natively from Ukraine? Stop me if I've told you this.
Okay.
And we were talking about this guy we know who has, I'll just say his name. His name is Jefferson Neal. And, this guy from Ukraine was like, I don't know. I was confused about that name because I'm used to Neil being a first name and Jefferson being a last name. But Neil, his last name Neil is not spelled like the first name Neil. So in my head, it's categorized in a totally different way. And I said to him, here in America, there's nobody with the first name Neil. And my coworkers were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Here in America.
Anyway, here in America.
The good old USA.
I just can't believe
that name.
What a fucking stupid idiot I am. Not only did I say something stupid, but I was like, here in America. Like a goddamn idiot.
Erin,
what are we drinking? I got an ice water and I got a lime liqueur.
Liqueur.
Because that's what Costco
Erin is
has to
first this
offer.
week?
Yeah.
Wasn't I last week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not how it works. I wouldn't be first.
It's pop and a push, Ben.
No, it's a push and a pop.
It's a push and a pop. It's a push and a pop.
We push up and then pop down.
I know. It's a push and a pop.
Yeah.
And it always has been.
Yes.
From the dawn of time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's clapping good for podcasts. I keep clapping in front of the microphone to prove my point. I'm clasping my hands.
Oh my gosh. Can we talk about the running theme of everybody high-fiving on the Making Perfect series on
Yes. Did you watch the latest one?
Hold on, we gotta get drinks.
Okay,
Ben, what are
Ben.
you drinking?
I have an iced water. I also have a iced glass of this other beverage. Here's what it looks
secret.
like.
What is it?
They got it at Trader Joe's. I'm going to show you the bottle. It's got like a fancy bottle.
Oh.
It's called the Pumpkin Pie Spiced Ginger Brew Sparkling Beverage.
Wow.
Holy shit, how is it?
It's a little too sweet for me.
Fuck.
And not enough ginger.
I will say,
as is often the case with ginger drinks, but it's good.
Yeah, Ian and I we went out of our way to find the original ginger brew that it was like triple brewed, like ginger brew that Trader Joe's did. And I concur that original was also too sweet. So
I have a suggestion. Cut it with the Trader Joe's ginger seltzer.
ooh.
Adds ginger, cuts on the sweetness, is still bubbly.
Yeah, but also waters down the pumpkin pie spice flavor.
Well,
Cry about it.
so does your mom. So when she takes my advice and knows my great hack, and will love it. So.
You want to know what I'm drinking?
I tried. That pause was not. That was me being like, "Don't say." Well, so does your mom, and then failing to not say it. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking seltzer.
Hey, ooh, that looks fresh. Let's hear it.
It looks fresh, right? We're gonna add a visual element. Lots of bubbles. Okay. That's for... Oh, I ruined it.
Oh, but was disappointed.
No, not good. I talked through the whole thing.
Do you want to hear the ginger brew opening? Sometimes
Yeah.
it makes a nice... I hope it's not disappointing.
Whoa!
I like that.
I do like that.
I mean, my toes tingle. All right.
Wow.
Did it.
Did you say I did it?
No, I said did
Oh.
it.
Did
Question
it.
I
mark.
thought he was like, oh, I finally did it. I made the toast tingle.
I haven't watched the Making Perfect videos yet.
Any of them?
Gee.
Yeah.
The fuck's wrong with you, eh?
I know.
I thought you liked
I've been really
Thanksgiving.
busy at working and stuff.
Stop lying.
That's a joke. I'm unemployed this month. I just haven't, I feel a little daunted by it. There's so many.
There's four. There's four.
Okay. All right.
They're good. They're Thanksgiving themed. They're so good.
I'm gonna watch
That salad they made,
Salad.
looks so
He
good.
made a hand salad.
It looked
I
delicious.
didn't know that was
Hand?
a thing. Yeah. But they made
out
it.
of hands.
Yeah, like a leaf. Oh, I won't spoil it.
Yeah. They spoil it with the thumbnails, but that's fine.
Hey, whatever.
Whatever.
I feel like you can read off what's in it from the thumbnail.
I mean,
exactly.
Erin, I think, has all those recipes in her home already because the Thanksgiving issue of Bon Appetit already came out.
Yeah, I have that episode. I mean that issue.
Yeah.
I think what's been interesting about watching Making Perfect videos is that, like, I realized that one of the things I love about Gourmet Makes, as in, like, watching Claire kind of mess around and test a bunch of different things, but, like, very systematically and with a lot of knowledge about cooking, is just, like, a general thing about recipe development.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so it's cool to see it, like, applied to, like, things that people actually... trying to make it something people can actually make and want to eat also.
Yeah, right, because
So Making Perfect's really cool.
Sometimes they will have access to an ingredient that, like, really makes the thing sing, but then they have to figure out, like, then they have to, like, take themselves back down to earth and be like, okay, but, like, are people going to be able to recreate this? Ben, did you watch the side dish one yet?
Yes.
So there's this part, I don't feel like, do we feel like there's such a thing as spoilers for Making Perfect?
It's food.
Nah,
Okay. That's not
I'm
really
fine.
an
I'm
answer,
fine.
but
I'm fine with you spoiling it, and I'm invested in it.
Okay, there's this one of the side dishes they're trying to make. They get like all the way through to a cooking method and a coating and stuff that they really like. And then Molly turns up and they ask her about a recipe that she had done with the same ingredient for like the previous year. And it turns out that their recipe is identical to hers.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they have to,
But they developed it like totally independently.
Oh my god, I love that.
so they have to like go back and try again. Like start
Do
from
something
scratch.
different.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that so much. I'm excited to watch it.
That was very funny.
It was so funny because they didn't like she started telling them her ingredients and they just started laughing in her face. And you could tell that she was like kind of a little bit annoyed. Like,
Yeah. She's like, I don't know what they're
what's
laughing
so
about.
funny?
I love her. She's so good.
Yeah. It was good.
We have an email.
Wait, I have an upfront thing
Oh,
first.
Ben has it up front.
Fucking
Do you?
I watched something this past week that was Hannah's obsession nigh on a year ago.
Oh. Nigh
And it's Over the Garden Wall.
You watched it for the first time?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Kylie watched it first and then on the recommendation of one of her coworkers and then told me I had to watch it. And I was like, hey, that was Hannah's obsession on the podcast, I think, a while ago.
A year ago.
And then I watched it, and it is so fucking
It's so
good.
good.
It's just delightful. It's just the perfect Halloween little treat.
Yeah.
It's
Halloween
great.
little treat.
You can watch it
It's
in a
so
night, I think.
funny.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I think it's 10 episodes, and they're each 10 minutes. So it's like
100 minutes.
pretty quick. You could, like, and it was apparently originally pitched as like a short film, and it basically is a short film as it's made.
Yeah, it is.
It's great. It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
It's just so delightful. And just the right amount of creepy.
Oh, and the music's great.
Yeah, music's amazing. The cast is really great. John Cleese is in it,
Yeah.
which was a surprise for me, and was a pleasant surprise. Love that guy. Okay, so I said nigh on a year ago. That was actually over 2 years ago.
Whoa.
Yeah. Nigh. How are you spelling that?
N-I-G-H.
N-I-G-H. Nigh on? Nigh on.
Nigh on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's like an older version of Near.
You're
Nigh
so
on.
fucking fancy.
Too fancy, Ben.
Nigh on? Nigh off.
But episode 7 was the episode where we talked about it.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
you can find it on Sportifort.
Sportifort.
Sporty-four.
Sportifort.
Spig-and-Duff.
Emails. We actually have 2 emails.
We got 2.
One of them is from YouTube, letting us know about changes to their terms of service. So I'll read that
Thanks,
one.
YouTube,
and
for the
Erin-
shout out.
Erin, you can read the other one. Okay.
All right.
We're updating.
Thanks for listening, YouTube.
We're updating our terms of service terms to improve readability and transparency. Just kidding. I'm not going to read that.
All right. Do you want me to read the other one?
Yeah.
This is from Aunt Brown. Sup, Aunt Brown.
So,
The title of this email is Belinda Blinks.
which I think is the wrong verb tense for the book,
How is that?
Belinda blinked.
I think.
Yes, I believe it is Belinda Blinked.
All right, well, I'm deleting this email. I'm marking it as spam. Report spam. The end. All right, me first. Okay. Belinda Blinks. So glad Ben and Kylie have jumped on the My Dad Wrote a Porno train. A few things to say based on listening to your latest podcast. Number 1, you didn't mention the completely weird juxtaposition of the business world and how strangely this informs the plot. Belinda's position as sales director at Steele's Pots and Pans and the strange view of business outings and practices just adds to the overall oddness of humor to me.
I think he
Number
did
2.
mention that.
I think he
we did
did.
mention
I
that.
think he mentioned that it gets into the minutia of the sales business, which is
Maybe
very
something
odd.
I didn't mention that I should have mentioned was that Jamie says in the first episode that like the search terms on Amazon that his dad associated with the book were like I think it was like lesbian, erotica, and business and leadership.
I love it. Number 2, Hannah. I wouldn't recommend just jumping in anywhere because there's a very strange plot twist at the end of the first season, and you may end up very confused.
Okay.
And I think it's that Belinda didn't blink.
No, Belinda blinks all the time.
Belinda blinked. Number 3, the interview segments are great. They ask every guest what part they'd like to play in the movie version and why. Love you all, Aunt Brown. And then she gives her phone number, and it's...
Why did she put her phone number?
I think it's just her default signature.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to think not. I'd like to think she typed it out for us, just in case we didn't remember.
Yeah, you can give Aunt Brown a call. Let her know if you agree with her
That's
email.
774.
Ben.
Hannah's gonna have to edit that. Do you know how her Hannah works?
Do you know how bad I am at paying attention when I'm editing?
Yeah.
I think you'll remember this.
Okay, so there are 3 options for auto replies. The first one is interesting, period. The second one is thanks for the feedback, ! And the third one is wow, period. Which one?
Definitely wow, period.
I like interesting period. That reminds me.
That's close, actually.
I'm trying to find this thing. When I was job searching and emailing with a lot of I sent this to the podcast crew, but when I was interviewing and emailing a lot of hiring managers, there was one, this one hiring manager I was talking to was let's set up some time to meet. Would you mind emailing me your resume? And the auto replies were, sure thing. Here you go. And I'm no longer interested. And it was and it's so close to the reply button. I was really nervous about just shooting back. I'm no longer interested.
We gotta get a handle on this whole putting buttons next to other buttons thing. It's really been screwing me over lately. Earlier today, I meant to hit undo on an Excel document, and instead I pressed save. Actually, it was yesterday.
Well, that seems like you're an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like you're really the one having trouble here.
It was right next to it.
Agreed.
Because the other thing is, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast, but there were two separate weeks, very close together, during which 3 different weeks where I accidentally deleted one of my co-host's audio files instead of downloading it, which is what I meant to do, and could not recover it. Opposite.
If you're a UI UX person out there listening, stop putting opposite buttons right next to each other.
Just get in touch with me and I'll help you. I'll beta test anything that you're working on to make sure that it's idiot proof, because I'm the best.
Anything that you're working on. Anything.
Hit me up. Cool.
At 774.
No more doxing on this podcast.
At 555 825 5555.
That's me. You got it.
Blaze it.
I wish that we could read Ian's phone number on the podcast.
I know, I was just thinking about how
it sounds like a fake phone number.
Oh my gosh, can you read it and then edit it out?
Yeah,
I want to hear
Ian's number, I know it by heart because it's only 3 numbers. Ian's number is...
What?
I'm gonna edit it out. Ben already got mom's whole cell phone number. Don't worry about it.
I still can't get over that. That is true.
This is a story for the listener, because you guys already know how Ian and I met, but Ian and I met on OkCupid, and then we moved over to messaging on Skype, and then I gave him my number, I think, and then he texted. He must have given me his number first because I remember asking him, "Is that a real number?" Like right away, because I didn't believe it. Because it's
are you ghosting?
Yeah, like the entire number is only 3 numbers, and so I was like, that looks like a fake, like a lazy fake number. Like,
let's see. Yeah,
it's like, okay, let me do one that's not it, so that people can hear what it's like. Let's pick 3 numbers that are not the numbers. Is that enough?
Let's do 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, it would be like your number was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's like as simple as it is.
It's a stupid number. It's like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5,
It just sounds fake.
It honestly sounds as fake as that.
Yeah, it does.
I think.
All right, is that horse dead?
Yeah. So,
cool.
We should pop in.
Yeah, let's pop in.
Okay. Erin, what's your obsession this week?
All right, I have an obsession, and I just recently became a little less enthused about it, which will tell you why after I explain my obsession. My obsession is a show on Nortflorx, and it's a reality competition show, and it's one that I am watching thanks to Molly. She watched it and really enjoyed it and personally recommended it to me, and she's been watching it with me. And it's Rhythm and Flow.
Oh.
I'm not quite done. I have one more episode. So I think it's Cardi B's show. I think it was maybe her idea, and it's basically like Cardi B, Chance the Raptor. Oh, man.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, has anybody ever made that comic?
I'm going to look that up and see if someone's drawn that before.
That's a free idea. Shit. So it's Cardi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Send a pic. I'm afraid to Google any of this because I haven't watched the finale yet and I don't want to get a spoiler. I just don't want a spoiler.
Okay. So what is
But, I'm waiting for Ben to share that Chance the Raptor.
Hold on. It's loading slowly.
Okay. Loading slowly. So anyway, it's Cardi B, Chance the Rapper. It's really hard to say. And
I just sent that to the family Slack by accident with no context.
And T.I. are the primary judges. Yes, that's so good. Chance the Raptor. Oh my god, that's amazing. So
there's like a million of these.
They're the judges, and it's basically, I mean, it's a rap competition. So they're looking for like the next like great rapper, and so So it's kind of like, you know, in this vein of like the musical, all the musical competitions, except I think it's probably just like the first rap one. So they first hold auditions in LA, and there's a ton of like, guest stars, really big name, like the biggest names in the industry are in this show.
The biggest raptors in the business.
Yeah, the dinosaurs of the industry. So they hold auditions in LA, and then they hold auditions in each of their hometowns. So New York, Chicago, and Atlanta. And so so it's just really interesting.
Is Cardi B from New York?
Yeah, she's from the Bronx. She's so funny. She's just like
I love her.
She's such a funny person.
I'm also from New York.
Yeah, and she's from New York.
No, I am.
You're from New York? Oh, okay. Hannah B.
It's true. Hannah was born in New York.
From New York.
I lived there
but you know,
for 2 years.
It's such an interesting show because it's like all of these great rappers who, you know, just like come from really hard times, really hard backgrounds, and just like love to make music and like love their art and are good and passionate about their craft. And yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool show. It's cool to see all the celebrities kind of, you know, helping them and interacting with them. It's a very interesting show. I've been obsessed with it. This week, I feel less enthused about it, like just tonight, because Molly mentioned to me that there's recently been some news about T.I., who's one of the judges, and it's absolutely fucking disgusting.
I heard about that. It's horrible.
Yeah. I don't actually want to talk about it. Like,
That's fine.
It's disgusting to me. It's just like this really gross, sexist, like unbelievable shit. And so I'm glad we're on the last episode because I'm just like, I'm done with it after this. Like, you know, I don't think it's not anything on this show. It's just like this guy's, I just like, I'm done like watching him open his mouth. So anyway, you can Google that if you're interested. Probably some trigger warnings. I don't know. It's not great. So anyway, just
it's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. So anywho, that's all.
It's
good times.
Yeah.
So watch the show, I guess, but
we like this is like the second week in a row where we've been like, I mean, you could either.
It just like deflated me. I was like really excited about bringing the show. Had been thinking about it, and then I was like, oh god, I didn't have a backup plan because it happened literally like
2 hours ago.
Well, yeah. I found out about it like 10 minutes before we were about to record. It happened today. So.
Fat rip.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all. Anticlimactic.
Sounds like a cool show, though.
It's a cool show, and I don't think it's like his deal.
I also love Chance the Rapper and Cardi B.
Yeah. Yeah.
As people and as performers. I really like both of them.
Right. I think, you'd be safe to. Safe to watch it, but I was just kind of like really put off by that. So
I get it. Ain't that just the way?
Yeah, but it is a good show, and it's on Netflix if you're interested in checking it out. Good rappers. I'm interested to see who wins. We're about to watch the finale, so who loses is definitely T.I.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Cool, Ben, Baby B.
Ooh,
Hannah B and Baby B.
Yeah. That's us.
Okay, so a while ago, you will recall, I brought Critical Role as my obsession, I believe.
Yeah.
Which to remind everyone or to tell anyone who hasn't heard that episode, Critical Role is a D&D program that airs every Thursday on Twitch, and it's like it's eight voice actors who have been playing D&D for like a long time and who are playing D&D for everyone to watch and enjoy, and it's really great, and I love it. And they've grown a lot even since I brought them on the podcast. They did a Kickstarter to do an animated special and their goal was $750,000. They ended up getting, I think, like over $11 million.
Damn.
And expanded it into a series, a 10-episode series that just this past week was bought by Amazon, the rights for the series, and it's going to be now a 12-episode season animated series on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Damn.
Coming out next year sometime, starting next year. So, and that's not even my obsession. That's just like background on Critical Role. They started as kind of a show on this network called Geek and Sundry, which is like started by Felicia Day and some other people, and then branched off into their own thing. And they have like some other shows, but they didn't really have another RPG show like D&D or like D&D like Critical Role until now. They like kind of just released their sort of second one. It's not like going to be as long. I think it's only supposed to be 4 episodes because they mentioned the finale is next week, but it's called UnDeadwood.
Oh,
and it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. It's also very different from Critical Role because it's not produced live, and the way they like in Critical Role the camera shots are like static, like it's one camera on the D&D and there's one camera on like 3 of the players at the table and one camera on the other 4 or 3 when one of them can't be there, who often can't be there. But with UnDeadwood, they have like a bunch of different camera angles, and they'll like they almost shoot it like a TV show, except it's all these people sitting at a table playing an RPG, and they all dress up for their different roles at every episode, which is really fun. It's also So in Critical Role, the DM is Matt Mercer, who has been DMing for them the whole time they've done the show. And then they also have one of the other shows on the network is a show called Talks Machina, which is like a talk show every week that is hosted by this guy, Brian W. Foster, who is hilarious. And he is the GM for UnDeadwood.
Ah.
And also has two other members of the Critical Role cast, Travis and Marisha, are in UnDeadwood, and then there are two other people, two other voice actors. One that's Kari Payton, who he's been in a lot of things. He was Cyborg on Teen Titans, the like animated show from a while ago. He's got an amazing voice. He's also just a really funny guy. Was he on? Oh yeah, he was on The Walking Dead also, apparently. I didn't know that.
Wow.
And
some street cred.
The other one is Anjali Bhimani, who's another voice actor, and she's also been in a lot of like live action stuff too. She's Symmetra in Overwatch for anyone who plays Overwatch. She's also very good, and it takes place in Deadwood, South Dakota, which is a real town. I didn't realize that. I thought it was fictional from the show Deadwood, but it is a real town. It's like a gold rush town, and basically these like group of strangers are sort of tasked with investigating some like mysterious and possibly supernatural events that are happening in and around the town of Deadwood. And it's sort of, I think because it's only supposed to be 4 episodes for now, it like sort of picks up really fast and gets interesting really quick. And the episodes are not as long. Critical Role episodes are 4 hours each, at least, usually, like 3.5 to 4.5 hours. UnDeadwood episodes are about 2 hours. There's one that's like 2.5, but they're pretty much in the range of 2 hours, and they're like really well produced, and like I said, like really well shot, and they have music and like sound effects under all of the scenes, which is really cool and very effective for like building out the description of the scenes. It was like I was grading lab reports this weekend, and it was like it was excellent as like background entertainment for me to like have on a different screen while I was like doing mindless grading and like things like that. It's like that kind of, it was just like,
I'm sure your students
exactly what I needed.
Will be happy to know that it was mindless.
Like the grading's mindless. Listen, it's just grading. Once you grade like 5, you can do them all in like 2 seconds.
You can
just pick whatever you want. Do you like the guy? A. Do you not? F. F for fuck you. Stop being so stupid.
I just give them all 75.
That's average.
Chill.
I'm just kidding. I'm a great grader.
Yeah.
I'm an excellent grader.
He's a grade A grader.
I have been told that I'm too harsh in the past, but I think I'm fine.
But like, how is truth subjective?
It's exactly right.
Is that what you said?
It's so true. I said, how is truth subjective?
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not. You are right, though.
See? It's not subjective. So.
Okay. But yeah, UnDeadwood's great. I think everyone should watch it. It's real funny and interesting.
Sounds cool.
It's nice. I will say the one thing that is a little off-putting at first is because it takes place like in the Wild West. Like, I mean, like Kylie mentioned, this is something that was off-putting to her at first because I told her she should start watching it, and it was like that in sort of early on in the first episode, I think one or both of the two female characters like mention sort of in passing women being like the weaker sex, but it's in one of those kind of contexts where they're very obviously doing it to take advantage of that perception of them to like you know what I'm talking about, like that kind of happens in some like older shows sometimes, or like shows taking place around that time where they'll like make them seem like they're the kind of woman who accepts that that's the perception of them and agrees with it when they're just using it to take advantage of someone
Yeah.
kind of deal.
And then they kick
So I didn't-
ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't really have that much of a problem with it, but it is like if you're not paying super close attention, then you hear that you're like, oh, what? Why? You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it was fine, and that's really the only thing. It's great.
I got questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lay
First
them
of all,
on.
this one is not directly about UnDeadwood, but I'm just really curious, and I think you probably know. So, for the animated thing, for Critical Role, oh my god, my words have left me.
Mm-hmm.
They raised way more than they needed, and then they got a deal, so they don't probably need all that money that they raised. So what are they doing with that $11 million?
I think it's probably paying for the first 10 episodes still.
Okay.
Because the deal was for
money.
So much money.
the deal was for 24. I imagine part of the enticing thing for Amazon in making that deal was that 10 of the episodes were already paid for. Though I don't know the details of that. And they're also like still because part of the campaign was that like people who supported it would get to see it before it went out to everyone else. And they're still in their deal with Amazon, they made sure that would still be
Nice.
they would still be allowed to do that and like give it to the Kickstarter supporters first before it went on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly,
I don't know the details about all the finance stuff though.
He's not their accountant.
okay.
I'm not.
Secondly,
He grades too harshly.
where does one watch this?
YouTube.
Amazon Prime.
No.
No, YouTube.
And thirdly, have you noticed that the Critical Role people and the McElroy brothers have been interacting more often than they used to? It's making me so like excited. Like, did you listen to the first episode of the new
Graduation? Yes.
And did you
see Matt Mercer retweeted it?
Yeah,
and said that he got to listen to it early.
Yeah, and also Travis like gave him a shout out as one of his like DM guides, like guide to DMing like people in the end or beginning or middle or whatever. Yeah, so like I'm really excited that they're becoming friends. That's a great development. Or they are just publicly.
Yeah, I
friends.
think Marisha and Matt were on a live episode of The Adventure Zone.
Yeah,
right?
I think they were.
It hasn't been released yet, though. I'm excited for that.
But yeah, so that's exciting. Lots of exciting things, developments in the world of D&D. Is it D&D they're using?
I forgot to mention it's called Savage Worlds. It's like a fate-based thing. It's kind of it's interesting the way it works. You like, I was reading up a little bit on it. You like have different skills, and then how high your skill is determines what kind of die you get to roll. So like if you have like a 12 in a skill, you get to roll a d12, and that's like the highest. And then for most checks, it's like a binary success or fail, but the threshold doesn't change depending on your skill. Like for like a common check will be a 4 to succeed. So like if you can roll a d12, you have a very high chance of succeeding. But like if you don't have any points, you only roll a d4 and you have a very low chance of succeeding, just based on the rolling. So it's different than D&D, but similar energy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good though.
We gonna be playing RPG during Thanksgiving. It looks like.
Yeah, I hope we're playing DCC. I really liked that.
Dungeon
Crawler Classic.
Hey. So when you say Deadwood's a real city, this is not based on Deadwood the town. It's based, the show is based on Deadwood the town.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Deadwood the show.
Me neither.
He doesn't know anything.
I know that in UnDeadwood, they mentioned that Wild Bill Hickok died in the town of Deadwood, who was a real historical figure that died in Deadwood. I don't know if he's also a character or mentioned in the show Deadwood, because I've never seen it.
Me neither.
Me neither.
So there you go.
Nobody here knows
There
anything.
you go.
So
No one knows
Nobody
anything
here.
about
Although I've
it.
heard it's really good,
yeah.
but I
heard
don't.
They say the curses a lot.
I heard
I heard they use a a lot of the devil's words.
I heard everybody's mean in it.
I hear they swore.
I heard they're not kind to one another.
I just don't care a lot about Westerns, although I do enjoy UnDeadwood. So maybe I do? Who knows?
When you said UnDeadwood, for some reason I thought about Westworld.
Hey man, they're both
excited.
Westerns.
Yeah.
You know, I never watched the second season of Westworld and heard that it was not that great.
I got a little excited about it. I rewatched the first season for us to remember it, and then I didn't watch the second season. I think I watched the first episode and was like,
I watched
I heard it was not great.
I watched it, and I'm gonna watch the third season, so fuck you guys.
Did you like the second?
us.
I think so. I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, wow, it really stuck with you.
But neither did season 1, so what do I know? Nothing. We've established that.
I forgot about that. Because I brought it as an obsession, and neither of you remembered, and I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, we all forgot about it. But you know what? It's Hannah's pierogi to watch.
Exactly. So, exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay, we are way off track, and Erin needs to go now. Leave. No, I need to go now.
Yeah, what? I was like...
Did we finish talking about how amazing pierogies are?
They're really good. With sour cream, I think.
Sour cream?
I just feel like it's just
What's in a pierogi usually?
Mashed potatoes.
It's mashed potato.
Cheese.
It's like mashed potatoes inside like a pasta pouch.
Oh,
and it's just
wow. That sounds amazing. I don't think I've had that.
It's so good, Ben.
Oh my gosh, Ben, I'm going to hook you up with some pierogies when you come for Thanksgiving. They're so good.
It's so soon.
It's just like, they're carb-on-carb.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Nothing
good.
better,
and
babe.
there's usually some cheese.
Oh,
there.
I was literally about to say nothing better unless you add a little cheese.
Yeah, there's like cheese
and then
filling.
and then right in front of me, you add a little cheese.
And then you serve them with sour cream. Sometimes
not a huge sour cream fan, but that's okay.
Well, that's
I don't have to have it. It's not in it.
More for me.
There you go.
I love sour cream. If I could, If people could send me suggestions of more things I could eat with sour cream on them, I would appreciate it, because
just eat it straight.
Yeah, like
Have you heard of ambrosia salad?
Yeah, does that have sour cream in it?
It can.
No.
It can.
Oh,
Some people make it with sour cream.
I won't eat a burrito unless it has sour cream.
Anything can have sour cream in it, Ben. If you put sour cream on it. I feel like traditionally
I think that's the answer to Hannah's request. Then no, it does. In some places, it traditionally does.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It does.
All right.
What do you think I just said? You could put sour cream in that.
Hey.
Have you heard of mac and cheese?
Yeah.
You could put sour cream in mac and cheese. That actually doesn't sound
that would
bad.
actually be dope. That'd be dope.
Hey, can I go now?
I thought you did. Your session was pierogies, right?
I'm going. You said I'm going, and my session is pierogies.
I just want to tell you.
Okay, what's your...
Okay,
let's talk about it.
Okay, I, honestly, if I'm being honest, I've been sitting here with, the song, oh shit, which one is it? It's like, I need you to be my motor.
I can't go further.
Motor song.
Hit the Back. I've been sitting here with the song Hit the Back from the album Cheap Queen by King Princess stuck in my head the entire time that we've been sitting here recording. Mm-hmm. And that's been pretty much my experience since the day after we recorded last week, when Erin talked about Cheap Queen as her obsession, is that I've been just listening to it nonstop. Like, it's the first album in a while that I've like been in the middle of a podcast and been like, I'm not interested in this. I need to hear like this particular song right now. And it's been like, I think the last album was probably like like a B. Studwell, like during our B. Studwell phase. So like,
our ongoing beast.
Yeah,
I was going to say, is that ended?
No, but it was early on in the B. Studwell times that we're still in.
Yeah, that was a sweet time.
Yeah, and so it's just been like nonstop. Like pretty much every moment, I have one or more songs from the album Cheap Queen stuck in my head.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's really like where I'm at. It's a continuation from last week. Let's call it a reinforcement. Let's call it second the rec that Erin gave last week. So I won't go on about it, but like a couple things that Erin, you talked about her low register last week.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we've talked about since then is that she has this sort of like breathy quality to her voice, which especially combined with her low register, I think is like really good and interesting to listen to. Like it's just, it's very like art. And it's like powerful, but it's still doesn't,
art.
It's, it's still art.
It's tender. It's powerful. It's tender.
Yeah.
It's art.
I think it's probably gay, right?
It's very gay. Yeah.
It's powerful. It's tender. It's a pierogi.
And we're back to the real topic of today, pierogis. I have to say, I'm glad we came back to it, because when Erin first said it's carb-on-carb, I was like, it is? I don't know what's in that. But then we moved past it, and I'm honestly glad we returned, so we got to learn more about pierogis. Hannah, go on.
It's Carb-On-Carb. The album is Carb-On-Carb.
That's gay.
Is this album as gay as a pierogi?
Carb-on-Carb. That's as gay as it gets. Change my mind.
Oh my god.
Won't even try.
So I want to like maybe just talk to you both and Erin especially about some of my favorite tracks real quick.
Yeah, love it.
Okay. Cheap Queen, as you said last week.
Ugh.
So that was the first one where I was like, that's the third track on the album. You recommended it, Erin, last week. It's so catchy. It's like in my head all the time.
It's so catchy. Why? It's so catchy. What would you call that? That's not a banger. That's like a slapper? I don't know.
It's like a snapper.
It's a snapper.
Yeah.
I'll just be like sitting there and it'll just be like, I can make a I'm a cheap queen. I'm a real queen. I just can't get it out of my fucking head. I love it.
Sometimes I'll just be like, I can make grown men cry. Like in the middle. It just has all that'll pop into my head.
That's a promise.
And then the very next song, which I've heard a lot of because I didn't put the album on shuffle until after a while, is Ain't Together, which is great. And the part that always gets stuck in my head is the beginning of the chorus, which I think this song, we talked about like how there's like this blasé nature to sort of the way her songs are, but it's like blasé in this way where you don't necessarily believe that she doesn't care.
Yep.
Even though she's saying she doesn't care. I think that song is like the epitome of that. Blasé.
Yeah, it's blasé.
I'm glad that joke worked 2 weeks in a row.
Hold on one second. Oh, really? You said that last week?
I did.
Yeah, so that song, she's like, we say I love you, but we ain't together. And then the next line of like, do you think labels make it taste much better? Which I don't know what that's about. And then
I know what she's talking about.
And then the next line is
pierogies, probably. Yeah. Their pierogi meal.
If you label it a pierogi, does it make it taste much better? And then
I mean, yeah, it does.
And then
I think labeled pierogies usually taste better.
And then she says, darling, do you think that if I talk enough, I can make you want to be mine?
Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we ain't together.
And then at the end she's like, till you don't say you and I ain't together. So it's like, she's like, oh, I don't think labels will make it taste any better, the pierogies. But then afterwards, but then later, she's like, immediately afterwards, she's like, oh, if I talk enough, can we be a couple? It's just like, it's that confused.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of songs like that. I feel like Hit the Back has elements of that too.
Hit the Back is so good.
Yeah, I also not quite sure what she's talking about, but
I don't know what that's about. Maybe like tagging a building or something.
Yeah, probably.
What a rascal.
Trust Nobody is really good. Prophet. Oh, Prophet. Have you gotten into Prophet yet?
Yeah, I love that song, and that's a good song for Ben, because that's another PR word for him.
God, there are really so many.
That
I'm like super embarrassed that I just blanked on any fucking word.
Oh man,
It's like, how unusual.
Oh, this is English. Here in America.
Here in America, we don't mix the sounds P and R.
There are no words of piano. Yeah, I love Prophet. That's such a great song. I love every song on this album.
There's not a bad song on it. It's such a Prophet is maybe my favorite song on this album though, actually.
It's a good one, yeah.
It's got such like an energy, not what's the word I'm looking for? Like movement
energy
to it. It's like
I said the word you said.
It's got such a groove to it. It's like it's not a slapper. It's a dapper. It's a dapper. Yeah,
it's a crapper.
It's a sexy song. Prophet is a fucking.
It's
sexy
a jam.
Song. Yeah,
it's a jam.
Yeah.
It's a legit jam.
It's a slap jam.
It's a slap jam.
Crap jam.
Yeah, it's so good. And then I messaged Erin to tell her that the song You Destroyed My Heart reminds me of like something that you would listen to as like a hippie, but not in the 60s, like a hippie in the like late 60s, early 70s, like in the acid days of being, I don't know anything about hippies, but like in the days.
I really followed also.
But like, it sounds like it's from an earlier time, but not in like a happy hippie way, like right before things went south for hippies and they all kind of burned out and like, died. What it really reminds me of is some of the music from Grace of My Heart, which is a movie that barely exists on the internet anymore, but which I really loved and had a lot of great music in it. Hit the Back, we already talked about, great. And
did you get into Watching My Phone?
Yeah,
I fucking love that song so much.
I wasn't so into it at first, but I've been fully obsessed with, I would say, 90% of the songs on this album at this point.
Awesome.
And Watching My Phone was one of them. The only ones I haven't really gotten into are Isabel's Moment and maybe Do You Want to See Me Crying? I can't remember what that is. So.
Yeah, those are kind of almost interstitials, I would say, both of those songs.
Oh, okay.
Like, rather than proper songs, because that's how they feel to me. They feel like little transition
useless
songs.
phrases is the same.
Yeah.
Actually, in the music video for Cheap Queen, it starts out with useless phrases, because it's only like a minute long. And so it's kind of part of that song, I feel like.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, it's great. Just listen to it. Everyone.
It's good. It's a good thing.
It's really good.
And she didn't say gross things this week, as far as I know. So.
Yeah.
Full vouch.
Yeah, I don't think
and
so.
she likes pierogis.
Probably.
So check it out.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
It's gay.
Carb-On-Carb.
It's that sweet Carb-On-Carb. Oh.
Yeah. So that's it.
I'm gonna start writing Carb-On-Carb romance novels.
Put those mashed potatoes in that ravioli, girl.
Wow.
Oh, things got a little too sexual.
I do apologize, but that's what a pierogi is. Don't at me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hey, when you bring up pierogis, what do you expect?
That's right. Things get dirty real quick. It's my prerogative. All right. What are we doing?
Hey, we circled back.
What are we doing?
That's how we got to pierogis in the first place. It's great.
We're doing homework.
Erin, what's your homework? It's complicated.
What's up? It's complicated with pierogies. It's not complicated. I love them. Okay, my homework is to go get some pierogies. Sometimes, if you roll up to the Costco, sometimes they have a good deal on pierogies. Not always, but sometimes. They have like this vendor that rolls through doing samples, and only on those days, literally only on those days can you get the pierogis. And that's a special day. Sometimes I'll walk into the Costco and I'll be like, before I even am in the frozen section, I'll get the feeling. I was like, ooh, it's a pierogi. And I'll stock up.
Ooh, there's a Polish deli right up the road from me. Whoops, I accidentally started
I
calling
feel
them.
like I'm being
I'm calling them.
filibustered.
Oh no.
You know they're going to hook you up with some pierogis up at that Polish deli.
Ooh, 11 minutes away.
Oh.
Go get some.
You gonna go right after this?
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely still open.
And while you got those pierogies boiling or frying or however you want to do them, I do like them boiled. You can turn on Netflix and cue up that Rhythm and Flow.
Mm.
That rhythm.
That's
and
all
dough.
for me. What's
Oh,
Hannah?
it's me.
No, it's Ben. What's Ben?
My homework is to go watch UnDeadwood on Critical Role's YouTube channel. And while you're at it, watch Critical Role. It's great. It's so nice. They're all so nice and good. And I'm so proud of them. And I love
Proud
them.
of those boys and girls.
I'm proud of them, boys and girls. This is boys and girls.
Your socials.
My Twitter's nicely proved Ben. So, how about that?
You missed. If you're listening to this, you missed a great head dip. It's kind of like, okay.
So, do with that what you will. Follow, don't follow, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Wow.
Hannah, take it away.
Okay.
Take it away, Hannah. Follow that.
I dare you.
Okay, my homework is that you should definitely listen to Cheap Queen by King Princess.
Cheap Princess.
The entire
Damn it.
the entire album, the song specifically, the song Profit. Just go listen to it. It's on Spotify. It's probably other places. I think most of it's on her YouTube channel as well.
Probably. That's another PR word for you there, buddy.
God damn. Okay, more homework. Send me all the PR words you can think of.
Invent some PR words, please. He needs them. He lost them all earlier.
Yeah. I'm still picking them up.
Putting them back in the brain.
Erin's not making fun of me. She's doing a great service.
She's helping.
She's picking them up and putting them back in my head because I lost them all.
Program is another one.
I'm prying them back in your brain. That's another PR word
Wow.
for you.
And after you go listen to that, you can go to my Twitter at Anthropology or my Instagram to tell me what your favorite one of those songs is. Or, well, I'll get to that later. I have another podcast called So Dreamy. We talk about dreams. We have great logos soon. We are doing great stuff over there. So
They are about to have a great logo. Hannah showed it to me before we started recording.
It's great.
And I just gazed and gazed and gazed at it, and it's so nice.
Yeah.
I just can't get over. I'm looking at it again. It's so nice.
yeah, it's really nice.
I'm really excited.
I hope that
These
you
are beautiful
accidentally make your
angels.
logo Chance the Raptor.
We also have a voicemail if you want to call us and tell us what your favorite song from Cheap Queen is.
I'm a cheap queen.
That's 774-326-0420. Blaze it.
Blaze it.
We
Don't dial
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Yeah.
That smooshy sound you heard was Ben like rubbing his lips on his microphone.
Yeah, it's a neat sound effect, huh?
lip rub.
Pretty cool, huh?
We also have a Twitter for the podcast at TooBroadPod. We have an Instagram at WayTooBroad. We have an email address, as you heard earlier, when we got emails from Upground and YouTube at WayTooBroad@gmail.com. We have a website where you can find links to all of these things that we've talked about and all the information you could just ever want at WayTooBroad.com. You could also visit earnben.com for anything you need. Make sure you bookmark Queerworks Map, as it will become an important resource for you in the future. And
Flip, yeah.
and if you had a fun time listening today, leave us a review.
That's right. That's active listening. Doing listening.
Tell us in the review that you had a fun time listening, and we'll know which episode you were listening to. And that's it. But don't stop listening, because I'm probably going to put something at the end of this one.
Probably. That's another PR word for it, man.
That was already one, and you said exactly those words in nearly that exact same tone when you said it before.
I couldn't remember if that was one. I thought of a few more, but... Okay.
It's like... It literally sounded like you played a recording of what you said before. It was so exactly the same.
The podcast candle's extinguished.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
I just extinguished it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I have a funny story. I just was about to scold you because I smelled your burp, but it was my burp. And then I remembered how Google Hangouts work. I was like, ew, Ben.
They don't have smell-o-vision yet.
Stinky burp, but I was my burp. But I was just feeling...
For the record, my burp was not very stinky.
Well... Everyone likes their own brand when they think it's theirs, okay?
Wow, so true.